up when the frames go up. It just enables you to work safer and, you know, get your work.
I've never seen it folded out before.
The Department of Labour's health and safety inspectors travel to thousands of different work sites all over the country every year.
G'day mate, how are you? Rob Burst from the Department of Labour, pleased to meet you.
In the past, the services they provided and the way in which they provided them varied quite a lot from individual to individual. But a new mobility tool and the cultural change that has gone with it has changed that.
It is about technology, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's actually about enabling our field staff, particularly our inspectors, to actually operate in a different way. And so this project's about actually trying to give them the toolkit to let them go and do that. And hidden underneath that is actually the challenge of them being able to provide a more consistent, a more professional, and really a more modern service.
I think from the inspectorate side of things that technology wasn't really an enabler. It was something that they used to record the work that they'd done rather than actually helping them in their day-to-day work.
New technology on its own isn't always enough to improve quality and productivity. Often, the entire way an organisation works has to be renewed. For the Department of Labour, those organisational changes have been happening over the past 5 years.
It's really important to understand that the development of this tool has quite a long history. When I first came to the Department of Labour, we were in quite discrete business units. And each of those business units had its separate databases, its separate client list, and its separate ways of working. For example, on any given day, we had the potential for 2 or 3 of our staff to go to the same workplace about different issues, and neither would know the other had been. What that told me was that that was a really bad client experience. It was a really bad way of gathering knowledge into the Department of Labour. And we talked about creating a new database that was based on a client view. What the mobile solution does is literally equips the staff in the field to collect and collate real-time data, be it actual written material, typed material, handwritten material, photographs, drawings, everything on site. And that is a huge productivity gain for us.
The tool also allows inspectors to access the right kind of information about the client at the right time.
The sort of work we do as health and safety inspectors, I guess we're knowledge workers, and the thing about the knowledge that we have to give, we work with and use with employers is a lot of it was hard copy. So I used to carry it around in a backpack, and it was like, how much paper can you carry? And of course with hard copy, as soon as it's printed, it's pretty well out of date.
The tool gives inspectors instant access to things like legislation, which they would otherwise had to have taken to clients in bulky hard copy.
I don't have to double handle the information all the time, so instead of having to handwrite everything out and then re-input it into the computer when I get back, I can actually download it straight into a mobility solution file. And it's all synchronised when we get back. It saves me a lot of time.
Rob Burse, an inspector with a construction background, has been with the department for 10 years.
Previously to using the mobility solution, there were huge issues throughout the organisation with information being inconsistent and relevant, because when you meet clients, quite often they'd have lots of questions that they want answered, and we couldn't answer them, so it meant going back to the office to get that information. And of course now with the mobility solution we can do that.
In 2007, 20 DoL staff were chosen to take part in a proof-of-concept pilot project to assess a range of mobility tools, train inspectors in using them, and gather feedback about how they could be improved.
We spent some time finding the right people, and these were people we really wanted to be change leaders, and their ability with IT wasn't important, but they really needed to have credibility with their peers.
As I say, I'm not an IT sort of guy. And when they said they were going to develop this new way of doing things, I thought, oh, I don't know how that's going to work. And I suppose I was a bit sceptical of would it happen.
We really strongly tried to position this as this is management, this is technical expertise and staff working together to deliver a product that actually was going to be useful to enable staff to change the way they operated, the way they practiced.
I certainly changed quickly, and the biggest thing I had to do was be willing to invest time to change the way I worked and to learn how to use the device. And I've gone from strength to strength, there's no doubt about that, and I'm probably a champion of it now, so I've gone from one end to the other.
All of the clients that I've talked to actually really like the device. They haven't seen it before, so it's automatic talking point for them, and it gets them really talking, and it helps you gain a rapport with the people when you show them. And then I think they actually have a little bit more confidence in you, the fact that you've got the latest technology. They can see that you are obviously serious about what you're doing, and it just looks a lot more professional.
Perhaps one of the most exciting developments is that it's really good for the client. The client can be given information on the spot. We can issue notices on the spot. We can corroborate collected information on the spot, and it just plain makes the staff both more productive, and actually they really enjoy using the tool.
My clients have been absolutely wrapped because I can show what we call best practice by bringing up photographs and showing them what the other guy's doing, which is the current state of work knowledge. I can print out information for them on the spot, and I've been using it now for a year, and I've never had one negative comment, and the clients are usually thrilled.
One of the key drivers for us in this exercise has been about productivity, and one of the major drivers of the 7 drivers of productivity is building leadership capability in an organisation. So we took this exercise very much on board in terms of both leadership from the top and support from the ground, and that's how we built this project.
Yes, there were managers and senior managers who had the vision for it, who sponsored it, who drove it, but actually the leadership came at a whole range of levels. The people on the project team really stepped out of their maybe quite narrow roles and took a lot of ownership, took a lot of leadership. They really drove stuff. So in this project, there were a whole range of things. A really big part of that was the reaction of our staff, but also the reaction of clients, and we actually got some quite unexpected results. We got a number of staff giving feedback about how it improved their work-life balance, which actually wasn't part of the design of the idea, but what they were saying was it's allowed them to take control of their own work.
The mobility tool, refined and adjusted during the pilot, has now become adopted throughout the inspectorate as business as usual. It's a powerful means of improving the productivity and quality of inspectors' work.
I think it's fair to say that we've become a lot more productive using these tools. It's really given us flexibility and helped us to be more efficient in our job.